Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am very happy to be here with the legendary father of the House of Khan, the legendary Shaun Khan, legendary executive realist, correct?
That is correct. What's going on?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there. Looking forward to this ball.
Well, before we get into the ball, we're definitely here to talk about your ball, the second installment of Death by Destruction. The first one was in 2022, correct?
Correct.
Um, it was a surprising great success, right? It was a really
It
uh,
was.
I remember it gave me like a feel of an old school ball. It was for Halloween, and it was just a good time. Every category was, heavily competed.
Yep.
Um, Everyone came in theme. From you finished the ball from beginning to end. It was
Yep.
great energy, no drama, and now we are here 3 years later for the second installment.
That is correct. That is
And me throwing balls, I already know how stressful it is. No matter how small or big, all kind of things come up. So
Yep.
I know how you're feeling.
Yes.
So
Yes.
first off, for the people that may not know who you are, let's delve into a little bit about you and how you got here, and tell the people a little bit about yourself. When did you enter ballroom?
So I jumped into ballroom under the leadership of my first gay father, Leon Khan, or
Okay,
whatnot. He was
got rest.
very well,
Leon that passed away,
very
right?
well known. Correct. Leon
Okay.
is on the other side. God rest his soul. Leon passed away in 2007, 2006 ish, somewhere around there.
I think '07.
Anyway,
I think it was
correct,
'07. Yeah.
correct. Again, he's the person that brought me into ballroom in 2006. I joined the House of Khan. I've been a Khan ever since. Never been in another house. I love it. Got Khan blood all up and through me. So I'll be pushing 20 years next year, God's willing.
Well, I feel like that God willing, you will be here. So
Yeah,
let's first talk about. Okay, so you basically been here. You could say basically 20 years.
correct.
What was the category you first walked when you entered into ballroom 20 years ago?
So when I first started, I observed my I would say for the first 6 months, 6 to 8 months, I observed ballroom, going to different balls, especially in the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I was just coming out at that point in time, so I was still a little nervous, still a little, iffy about things, still trying to define and find myself, should I say. But all in all, I started off in executive realness and also realness, and I've been walking it ever since. I took a break from ballroom, I would say in 2012. I wanted to focus on myself, focus on my career, and I got that up off the ground and running. Then I came back to ballroom, never went to another house. I missed it at some point in time. I come from an era of old school ballroom, so when I did come back, things were in the in the process of changing to where we are now, or whatnot. But again, ballroom is still ballroom. I love it. I enjoy it, especially the house, revamping the house, and us going through the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, as any other house will do. And I've remained faithful and loyal ever since.
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to when you was observing. For someone just coming out, obviously, you're still, obviously, probably very masculine presenting. All of that being very new to you. How was it that observatory phase of you watching? Like, how did you receive it? What did you think about it during that time?
So, that's a great question. I think I received it well. Um, but back then, houses were really, really family oriented. So, being around Steve and Leon and James and Zurich and Dink and all of them, all of the older generation of Khan, they really embraced me. They showed me the way. Again, it was all love. It was all love. So, and I will say this: when I did go to my very first ball, which was the Capitol Awards ball, I remember just getting all types of love, and I said, I think this would be a great fit for me. And again, through that transitional stage that I went through in my life in 2012, wanting to focus on the career and get my business started, and market myself. You know, I
Mm,
always still had ballroom at heart. And I came back to it. And here I
mm,
am. You know, I guess if you would have asked me this 10 years ago, would I have ever thought myself being in leadership? I would probably tell you no. Nah.
mm.
I didn't. I
Why?
think I just never really thought that I would be here. Not just as a legend, but also, you know, as a leader for the house.
Mm,
You know, I believe in, you know, bringing things to a house or to ballroom other than just walking, hitting the floor, voguing, X, Y, and Z. You know, I think that, you know, there's a million other things that every house, including my own house, can benefit from. You know, whether it's mental health, whether it's any health, you know, crises, or financial literacy, everything. You know, I think that's a part of being a family. So that's some of the things that I have brought to the house ever since I've, you know, was put into this position in leadership for the house.
So let me ask you this. Something that you said a couple of times. Still a con, only house you've been in, and you said the ups and downs. You know, con is an iconic house, been out from the '80s. It is a house that, as you know, that has had many changes, many different
Yes, sir.
points in leadership, and most, I believe, most iconic houses in ballroom,
Yes, sir.
all have gone through different,
That's,
forms of ups, downs, all around, different plateaus, up. You know, it's small, bigger, being revamped, being reloaded, being remixed, and to me, the most iconic houses that are able to stand through each era, no matter what, and still keep that name and keep the legacy alive, is
mhm.
what makes it iconic. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people. I'm a firm believer in, of course, there. I hate to say, oh well, this house is fatter than that house per se, but yes, what one house may be more hot than
That's right.
another house at the time, or may be more socially relevant, or they may have just, just every house has that time. I
That's
don't
right.
care who it is,
That's right.
and I also feel like every house, no matter how fab they are, they all go through the same ups and downs, whether it's publicized or whether it's private.
You're right.
So, what made you, Sean, decide through all of those changes to stay a con no matter what?
So that's a good question. I like I'm big on loyalty. I'm big on loyalty, you know, and I never have forgotten where I come from or my roots. You know, I remember going through a time period in my life when I first joined Ballroom under Leon and James and Steve and everybody, and some personal stuff, and they embraced it. They embraced me. You know, we all have come from a past. We all have come from maybe a family who is not really that much of an open arms to your lifestyle or my
Mm,
lifestyle, you know. So again, they embraced it, and that's something that I will never forget. You get what I'm saying? That's something that
hmm
will always live in me. And I always kept this one rule to myself, you know, in ballroom. If I was to ever leave ballroom, that would be the end of it for me. You know,
mm.
I think as a leader, we have to understand there's a time and there's a season, and some
And a
people
reason, and a
and a
reason
reason.
too.
There you go. And some people don't understand when it's time to retire, time to pass the torch. And it's just not in ballroom; it's in our Black community as a whole. Whether you're
Right.
business or whatever it is, you know. So I think that, you know, when you've put in so many years and you've seen the same thing, and you know, it's time to get new fresh faces, new fresh leadership to take it to a whole nother
Of
level.
a level.
It's just like it's just like a business. It's, you know, Kmart or Walmart. They're not going to keep the same logo for 20 years. McDonald's, look at them. You know, they changed their logo. They changed the way their building looked. And I think us as leaders, we have to embrace that and understand that when it comes to our ballroom houses.
Just to squeeze in there, I feel like what you're saying is accurate. I also agree, and I don't want to say, it's not a disagree, but I agree. But I'm gonna tell you my take on why I feel that's the problem for some people not wanting to pass the torch on. Uh, like so many things, like you linked it back to community. I think that so many of the community people have to fight for everything, right?
That's right.
And they have to fight for survival, for acceptance,
Right.
for leadership. They fight for so many things that when some people get these positions, and it's very hard for them to relinquish it or let go, because some people are they're fearful of change,
That's
they're
right.
fearful of relevance.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't admit to that, but that relevance is important, especially for those that have a diehard passion and love for the scene ballroom.
Right.
And I think that it's very hard for some people to pass that on, and they're afraid of it not being cherished. For some of these people, this is their baby. Like,
That's
their
right.
house is their baby, and
That's
it's very hard, to pass on that baby, even though you have to realize, all babies do grow up,
yeah.
and it needs change and it needs evolution. So I feel like it's just hard for some people. I always like when some people are like able to, fully grasp and accept and embrace change, because to me that means you're growing, and that's going to allow whatever entity that is to grow and evolve even more. But I feel like it's hard for some people because of fear. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people in our community, they are very accustomed to loss,
That's right.
and a lot of people in this community have had things taken from them,
That's right.
unfortunately, and because of that, they hold on to it too tight.
Hmm.
So
I agree
I've
with
been able, I've been able to witness that on different sides of the spectrum so many times with people. I'm a person, I love change. I think evolution is good. I'm
you.
all about, like, giving people opportunities and chances, because that's how you watch them grow, especially if they are equipped and capable. So I think it's a good thing to see things evolve and change. I just think that, again, a lot of people in the community have a hard time with it out of fear, and some of that fear is justified on their part.
That is true. That is true.
So you talked about some of the leaders. So Big James, shout out to him, the founder of the House of Khan. How is it? I have a great relationship with him for many years. He is a very tough cookie. He is not the soft batch. He's the blue chips ahoy. He's
Right.
the original tough cookie to the core. Beautiful, amazing individual. For those that know him and have rapport and friendships with him,
Right.
how have you been able to learn from him and also work with him throughout the years?
So, I'll say this. I agree with everything with what you said about Big James, and he's very bullheaded, very bullheaded. But from down through the years, from me building not just a ballroom relationship with James, but a personal relationship with him. I know James is his whole family.
Mm,
Everybody knows that I'm in funeral service. I've actually serviced his family. I love his mom. His mom, we talk often when James and I don't talk.
hmm
But again, I've known him for years. A very genuine person. One thing about James that he saw in me and that I saw in him is loyalty. When he recognized that about me, he stood 100% 10 toes down behind me, and that's just
mm.
not in ballroom. That's with anything. Believe it or not, James and I have the relationship when we talk on a daily basis or every other day basis. It's 10% ballroom. The other 90 is
Oh, I know. I know that.
business and other stuff. So again, I think James has been a great leader. He's had a
Mm,
great significant impact on my life, through
mm,
my trials and tribulations, ups, downs, things that I've went through, privately and publicly. Let me say
mm.
that. I'm not afraid to talk about it. He's a great person. I think a lot of people can misunderstand James sometimes.
I can't. Oh, you
Um,
went out. Oh, you came back in.
uh, Sorry, what I said is I think sometimes people may misunderstand James because he may be a little aggressive, but you have to get to know the inner person. People say the same about me. They say you just like Big James. No, me and James are two different individuals. I
Mm,
think we're both no nonsense, but if we love you, we love you. If we like you, we like you. And again, even through the highs and the lows with the house, me and James, we'll go at it. He'll tell you we'll go at it, but we know it's all good. And it's all love for what's best for the house and where it needs to go. I do believe in you can disagree with somebody that you love, but you also come to a common ground, if that makes sense.
I also think that a lot of people don't know how funny he is, witty. He's very funny, very witty.
Mhm.
Those are things I enjoy about him personally.
Yeah.
Very quick with the mouth, but just very comedic in a lot of things that you would, and he doesn't even mean to be sometimes. So
Right. Right.
just shout out to him. Now something you said I already know, but funeral service. So please tell the people how the hell you got into funeral service. What made you choose what some may say is a morbid profession, but what made you choose to get into that profession?
Long story short, my grandfather, he was a funeral director. So growing up or being around it, I always wanted to follow in his footsteps. So that's something that I pursued. This is why I stepped away from ballroom in 2012. Even though I was already in the industry, I wanted to start my own. There's nothing like working for yourself, you know. And I was blessed and able to do that. And I've been going strong ever since. You know, anybody knows in business when you're working for yourself, you're gonna have your high points, you're gonna have your low points. You know, you're gonna have your complaints, you're gonna have your praises. You know, that's a part of being business. And I tell people, you learn as you go along. And I'm big on customer service I'm big on customer service oriented. So, you know, I feel like it's my passion. It's something that I'm good at. You know, not everybody is good at what we do in funeral service, should I say. I don't want to dog anybody or trash anybody or anything, but you got to be able to connect with people, talk with people, and you got to be able to relate to them, regardless of what their financial status is, you know,
Hmm.
and just build your service your service up. I always tell people, you know, I build my business one client at a time. You know, I'm not greedy. Those that I was able to serve and that I'm able to serve, I appreciate it. It's a blessing, you know. And then once I really found my niche, I brought it into ballroom in my community and in the DMV area. You know, we still have a lot of older Black funeral service providers that don't believe in transgender. They don't believe in people being who they are and being gay. So, you know, I open my doors to everybody in the community. You know, I've serviced, unfortunately, I've serviced some people in the ballroom community, some big names, or whatnot. So again, it's something that I love to do, and that's just something that I'll continue to do moving forward.
First, I'll commend you for that. But let's get into that. How is it? Can you please, because this is something that definitely should be touched on, please explain the importance to people in the community in regard to having, life insurance, funeral insurance,
That's a great question. You know, Cesar, I try to push life insurance to everybody. I don't care what your status is, your financial status, your color, your religion, where you come from. I don't care about any of that. Everybody should be able to have a good, proper homegoing service. You know, that's something
Mhm.
that I'm really adamant about. You know, regardless of somebody's financial status. So it's very important for our community, especially being African American, especially having the health issues that we do have in our community. I'm just going to be real about it. And I'm talking about sugar diabetes, high blood pressure, stuff like that. You know, we're already prone to it, you know. So it's good to have life insurance. You know, I look at it like this. I smoke cigarettes. I've been a smoker for a long time. I'm trying to quit. It's a habit. It's a nasty habit. I get it. You know, but if I could spend $12 a day or every other day on a pack of cigarettes, then I can spend $25 or
$25.
$45 once a month for a life insurance policy. I tell people, even if you get the smallest policy out here, $10,000, that's something that can either one, get you in the ground for interment, or two, get you cremated. One of the two. And I also see, so I always tell people, have a will set up.
Right.
Have a will. Designate who you want your house, your home, your car, whatever. All your assets, regardless of how small you think it is. Have a will set up. I mean, you've seen it, and you've been around a long time in our community where you know, we have loved ones that are passed on, going on, and their body is laying in the medical examiner's office because they were gay or they were transgender, and the family doesn't want to deal with it. You know, it it's an unfortunate situation, but it does happen, and it happens more often than when it's talked about.
I definitely agree. I definitely have seen this happen several times over. Um, I've helped pay for someone's funeral before. I helped pay for someone's cremation before. I also, unfortunately, dealt with a situation years ago where a few of us had to come and get involved because they wanted to bury um, her and her former shell, and that was a struggle because that was definitely not her wish. So I definitely feel like directives do need to be left behind. I feel like a will definitely needs to, it's not all. A lot of people hear will, and some people are like, "Well, bitch, I ain't got no money to leave behind, so what the fuck?" But it's so many other things, as you and I both know. There are some people that don't want their health information to be released when they pass away,
Absolutely.
and there are so many different directives, and I think that everybody should have autonomy over those directives if they're intelligent and just savvy to leave those things behind. And I think that a life insurance policy, a funeral policy, anything is important, and a beneficiary to make sure that those things can be carried out, whatever your wishes may be.
Absolutely.
So I think it's commendable that you're in this line of work. It's not something that I could do. I'm not really good with the dead, and I hate funerals. It's something that I really despise, to be honest with you. Just the whole process of everything.
Right.
But I do know how what happens. We're here and we're not.
Right.
But I hope that people that watch this can know that they can also reach out to you if they
Absolutely.
be in the DMV, or if you have other people you can connect them with outside,
Listen,
because shit happens.
Caesar, believe it or not, and I'll send you the list once we're done. There are actually 5 people in Ballroom who is actually in funeral service, and a lot of people
Mm,
don't know that
mm.
these folks are in the industry, the same industry that I'm in. One being in New York, one in Georgia, one in North Carolina. Myself here in the DC DMV area, and I want to say Pennsylvania. I'll send. I don't want to put their names out there on here, but I'll definitely send
Have
you.
y'all started like a network to be able to get the resources
So
and the information out?
we haven't. I said I was going to reach out to them to see
I
what we
think it's a necessity to have, especially these days.
exactly to see what we can get going for the ballroom community. It doesn't matter what house you're from, which it doesn't. That's irrelevant. It's about networking and making sure our people are prepared, because you never know the time of the day, know the hour. I give you a prime example. A few months ago, I buried my son. He's a straight guy. He's not in ballroom. He's not gay, X, Y, and Z. I got the phone call at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. He was shot dead in the middle of 14th Street. I wasn't prepared for that. You get what I'm saying? So
My condolences to you.
it's thank you. It's those kind of phone calls you never know
That
when
will
it's going to
happen.
come. Even for myself, I'm insured out. I tell people I'm richer dead than alive, for real. But again, that's something that I want everybody in our community to have: life insurance. And designate who's going to be your beneficiary. Have a will, have a power of attorney. Those 3 things.
And for those that don't know, may think people that have not, there are premiums that are $20 a month,
Yes,
$15 a
they are.
month,
Yes, they.
30. A lot of people don't know that. So just to let you know, and there are some policies that will, with people with have pre-existing conditions, that
Yes.
you can get, that would definitely at least cover funeral expenses and stuff like
Yep.
that. So
Yes.
just put that information out there for everyone. Please take heed to it.
Yep.
Sometimes, this man works in the field, so please, take heed. And yeah.
Yep.
So the reason why we are here now, Death by Destruction 2, as I said earlier on, the first one was in 2022. What were some of the highlights that you loved that night that you think made that ball hot?
I would say executive realness when the Balenciagas, the live vans, they bought caskets. They had the hair done, the makeup. I think Boom was on the mic singing a hymn, if I
Mm-hmm.
recall correctly. I think everybody did an excellent job. That was my highlight that night. That really.
Well, that's your
That
category. That's why you're gonna feel that way. But let me ask you this: from the old days, like with the Ruckers and the Kadans and the Franks and the Harolds and all that, and now you shoot the U's and the Janols and the
yeah,
Mikes, and then now you got by created by Deshaun Lanvin.
yeah.
How how do you feel first? A category that they would say is a pass away, a throwaway category, boring category. You know what I'm saying? To
Mhm.
see how it has evolved from now that the moguls,
Yeah,
you have Derek Chanel, he's able to represent Pleasure You, his company. You know what I'm saying? How do you
yeah.
feel to see the evolution to realize that an executive is not in one box, or
You know,
it's not about the big suits, or you know what
right.
I'm saying? Like, how do
Yeah.
you feel to see how the categories evolve? Do you feel like it is for the better? Do you feel like it's for the worse? What do you feel?
I would say it's for the better, because you bring out the creativity in people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with executive realness, we don't get a lot of time to shine in ballroom, and that's okay. And I think the
Mm-hmm.
individuals that have evolved in it and to where they have put their little twist and spunk on it. They've made it very creative, and I've noticed these, and I'm sure you've seen this in the past few years, even the past 2 3 years. The people who are writing the categories, they've made it very creative.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool. That again, it goes back to, like we just said, everything has to change sometime.
Right.
It's not, like you said, it's not just about the. I remember back in the day when I started, it was the big suits. Now it's the
Mm-hmm.
skinny fitted suits. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So again, it's the change, and I'm all
Right.
about change. Yeah, I'm all about change. And if you can't get with the change, then it's your time to just slide on out or retire. You know.
Okay.
But again, back to the ball. The first one, was one of the, excuse me, that was one of the highlights. I think everybody did a wonderful job. My
Mm-hmm.
main thing was just one, finishing the ball, as you know, two, giving out all of the money. It was $19,200 that was given out. Nobody had to run around and look for me for their money. It was,
Mm-hmm.
everything was good. I think everybody that walked, participated, win, lose, or draw, it was excellent. I don't have no complaints. Some things I could have done better. I've learned with some things, and that comes along with being a ball promoter. You when you, especially when you throw your first ball, you're all over the place. You're stressful. I get sorry, somebody keeps calling me, but you learn as you go along. I think I did a damn good job having the backing of certain individuals that said do this, do that, X, Y, and Z, and then putting my own twist on it. It was a great success. So again,
I love the honesty and the openness. So what would you say from a promoter standpoint, your lesson learned first time that you could have done that you did not know, but that, okay, I'm not going to do this next time, which is this time. What those
yeah.
things are?
First thing is, I think when a lot of people don't know this, so that day of my ball, there was another event that was going on
Mm,
at that event hall, and we only had literally 1 hour to turn everything around. I will never do that again. So that comes with learning. That comes with speaking and talking to whoever you're dealing with and contracting with. Hey, listen, I can't rent your facility if you have something else going on that same day. It's a no-no for me. So that's one of the things that I've learned. The second thing is I had a big issue with, it was a large crowd, if you remember, that was around the stage.
mm,
I won't do that again.
mm,
Only judges, only scorekeepers, and media. That's it.
mm.
Those were the main two things for me. Those were the main two things. I wish my decorations could have been a little better at the first ball, but again, I had 1 hour
One
to turn
hour.
around,
Hmm.
and making sure that ball started on time and making sure that ball finished. That was my main thing.
I'm glad you actually said that, because what a lot of people don't know from a promoter standpoint, that we deal with a lot of things that is not known or unspoken, that's beyond our control.
Right,
But we still have to, one, go with the flow,
right,
uh, two, deal with whatever happens, and then deal with the BS that comes along with it. And then
right.
three, we got to still make sure that the show goes on. So a lot
Correct.
of people don't understand that. And I have experienced things that was beyond my control, and I had to push through. And it's hard when you're already stressed out the day of your ball, and then these things happen, and then you kind of have to, like, you have no choice but to go with it. So,
That's right.
um, you know, I've been dealt with things when they double booked me and didn't let me know, and I had to deal with it and fight. And people say, well, a lot of people, as you probably deal with this when your business. They tell you, yeah, you have contracts, but just because you have a contract doesn't mean that people always respect contracts. It doesn't
That's
mean that people respect it. You know, it doesn't mean that people abide by it at all times, and that's just how it goes, unfortunately.
that's
So
right.
yeah, I'm glad that you acknowledge that. Yeah, it really is. You know, I always tell people that when they throw their first ball, the first thing is, you know, and I can guarantee you felt like this. Most people when they throw their first ball, the first thing they say afterwards, "I ain't never doing this shit again."
That's right.
Because of all the, you know, it's one thing throwing an event, but throwing an event for this particular community is very hard.
Very
We are
hard.
very hard people to please.
Yeah.
We want the best of the best for everything. There's a lot of things we have to deal with. You know, we tell them 4 o'clock, they get there 8 o'clock, and then we don't finish by you know, they're upset with us, but you got here late. There's so many things.
Listen,
So
I even had, I don't know if you remember this because you was there. I remember when I prayed before we
mhm,
started the ball. I
mhm,
had a couple people, and I'm not gonna call no names, it is what it is. I had a couple people come to me and said, you know, you shouldn't do that. That was a little disrespectful because not everybody is, you know, religious X, Y, and Z. And you know, I hear you and I get it.
mhm,
And I just want to throw this out here publicly. I know what I've been through in my life. I know where I've come from. I'm not big on religion, believe it or not,
mhm,
even though I'm in funeral service, you know, but I know where my help comes from. You know, I count
mhm,
my blessings. So that is something that I'm going to do at every event that I host. And if, you know, people don't like that, that is okay. They don't have to come. You get what I'm saying? I respect everybody for who they are. But that's something that I'm going to do, you know, and I believe in the power of prayer. Prayer changes things, you know. I know I know what I've been through in my lifetime, you know. So that's something that I believe in. That's something that I'm going to do at any ball that I throw. I believe in the power of prayer and protection. And I felt like that night on October 29th, 2022, we were protected, you know. So that's just where I'm at with that.
It's funny that you bring that up as well because I know I've actually learned that within the last 6 or 7 years. Not to introduce prayer or things like that into certain settings because of everyone's comfortability or their beliefs and stuff like that. And it has been pointed out to myself or other people like, hey, don't that's not a good thing. So I definitely can hear how, I had to learn because at first I'm like, well, what's the problem? If you don't believe, you ain't got to put your head down or whatever it is.
Right.
But, there's always new mantras and beliefs to go by. So
That's right.
I feel you. As long as everyone's respectful to each other, that's how it should be.
Yes, sir.
So uh, this time, the ball is not actually Halloween weekend, so people can party for Halloween weekend. It's a
That's,
few weeks before, but it's still basically in the same theme. It's
that's right.
October 11th. So first, let's talk about it. It is at St.Martins Event Hall,
Mhm.
1908 North Capitol Street, Northwest DC. So this is in Washington DC. Everyone, it is not in Maryland. Is this
Correct.
a place? Has this venue been used before by anybody in the scene?
So this is the first time that a ball has been hosted there. Other
Okay.
things have been there, have been repasses,
Mm,
talent shows, other events. But this is the
okay.
very first ball that is happening there. So I'm proud of that. Hopefully, you know, myself and other ball promoters in the area can, you know, we can establish that relationship with them,
With them.
and
Okay,
keep
great.
that going. I'm not a
It's a
selfish individual, so I look for, and it's a beautiful, it's a nice place.
mm.
They've been
Is
around
it
a
big
long
enough to
time.
accommodate? Is it big enough to accommodate everyone?
Correct. So I will say this. That was one of the main things that I wanted to make sure we have enough space to accommodate people.
Okay.
And the good thing is they have the industrial style AC units.
Mm.
So we have, access to that if need be. Security, Metropolitan Police Department will be there, so we'll be good to go. They have a built-in stage on top of the other stuff that I'm going to be adding to that. So again, I'm looking forward to it there.
Okay, great. So this is Columbus Day weekend, which is a 3-day weekend for those that need to know for travel and for fun
Right.
purposes. Most people do not have to work on that Monday, so please be aware. Again, this is in Northwest DC. Doors open, it says here at what time?
So doors are going to open at 3 p.m. We're going to get LSS underway 3:30, 3:45 ish.
So
Do the
this is an
LSS.
early. So this is definitely an early ball.
We will be the first category. I'm just going to throw this out here, regardless of who's there and who's not. First category is going to be called at 4:30. I'm strict on that.
And what time? What time do we have the ball until?
So we have enough time. we have enough time. I don't want to put that out there per se.
But it doesn't mean show up late, everyone.
It does not mean show up late, but again, within my contract with them, we have plenty of time. We have plenty of time. I'm making sure of that. I promise you that one.
Okay, so first category. This is of the year. BRTB TV certified, Ballroom Award certified. Is it Southeast as well? Is DC? Virginia.
It's not Southeast approved because it's in Washington D.C. But the aftermath, which is that Sunday, October 12th, which is going to be held in Alexandria, Virginia, 15 minutes, 10 15 minutes across the bridge.
Got you.
It'll be Southeast approved. Yes.
Okay. For anyone, tables. You still have tables on sale for anyone that would like to purchase it last minute.
We do have one table that is left. Whoever wants to get that, that's fine. And we have a little bit more room to add maybe a table or two for any last minute houses. You know, I know how things are right now. Keeping that in mind, working with everybody, you know, we're not going to turn nobody away. We're not going to do that.
Okay, and what's the it says main ball admission $40 all night, no additional cost for ins and outs. So again, $40, no ins and outs, everyone. Again, $40, no ins and outs.
No, ins and outs.
Oh, ins and outs, meaning that 40
ins and outs.
40 bags cover $40, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, it says alcoholic wristband, which includes 4 drinks, is how much?
$36, and if you don't want to get the alcohol wristband, each drink is $12.
Okay, so they get a deal then. So you get a break. So you get basically a free drink off that. So
free drink.
$12 per drink, but a wristband gets you 4 drinks for $36. So that's equivalent to having 1 drink. You know, anybody know numbers? 1 drink for free. So get your alcohol wristbands, y'all. And this is for Top Shelf Liquor?
That is Top Shelf Liquor, yes, sir.
Okay, so all y'all out there to drink, y'all know what to do. Matches and ceremony, legendary Boom Balenciaga, legendary Greg Lanvin, legendary Snooki West, DJ the VJ. You would like every guest, patron, or participant to have the best comfortable experience possible. Therefore, you will offer a unique variety of tables. We discussed that. Now, let's go into the main first.
Caesar, can you pause for 1 second? I need to plug the phone up so I don't die.
Well, go ahead. We can't pause, but go ahead.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
It's a little ghetto, y'all. But as he goes and do that, again, the ball Death by Destruction 2 is on October 11th. It is in actual Washington, D.C., this Columbus Day weekend. The ball entry fee is $40 all night. That covers ins and outs. For those that drinks are $12, and it's $36 wristbands, and that will cover you for 4 drinks. So it's equivalent to you getting 1 drink for free. Again, $40, October 11th, Columbus Day weekend. First category will be called, he said, no later than 4:30 p.m. Be there, be on time. And he is back.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, so it says right here, main ball category description. Grand prize, but house with the most trophies is how much? $5,000.
$5,000.
Again, $5,000. You will be keeping score, I'm imagining, so there's no discrepancies. $5,000. House with the most trophies. Okay, mini grand, open to all best dressed, $1,000. Tonight, you've been summoned to the United Nations headquarters in NYC. The other heads of state from other countries will all be present. Leave them gasping for breath with your impeccably well put together look. Tell the judges what country you are repping, whether it's America, Saudi Arabia, Africa, Italy, France, or the United Kingdom. Can you accept the challenge? $500 for male figures and 1 trophy. Female figures, $500 and 1 trophy. Is there anything specific that you are looking for in that? It's pretty self-explanatory.
So there's nothing specific that we're looking for in that category. The only thing I will say, I've had a lot of questions about it. You can select a country, any country you want. There's no specific country. I put those few countries out there just as an example. So they can select any country they want. Just be sure to let the MC, the commentators know what country you're representing, and let the judges know what country that you're representing.
So this is basically fashion from another country.
There you go.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Okay. And it's $500 each for each trophy, male figures and female figures. Runway,
Correct.
$1,500. Open to all. Individual runway, $500. Female figures, angels. Male figure, demons. Bring us a look, incorporating the candy Twizzlers with a destructive and deadly strut to match. Be creative. European, All-American, legends, and female figures. This will ensure everyone can walk. And it's four trophies. Female figures again, 500. Male figures. Wait, so how is it broken down? It says 1,500. So how's it going to go?
We have European, All-American, legend, and female figure, regardless of whatever your subcategory. So that lets everybody walk. Big boys, tall boys, short boys, everybody can walk.
Okay.
Okay. And again, so I will say this, Cesar, there was a rule for that category. If you walked individual runway, you couldn't walk the runway as a house. Since I've lifted that rule, I did put that in the event page. So you can walk both if that's what you choose to do.
Okay. And it says, so it's 15. Okay, so how does it go? Because it says 500 for individual runway, then 15. So how's it going to be?
So individual runway is $500, and
got you. Okay, I get it now.
Runway as a house.
Runway as a house is $1,000. It's the way that it is. Okay, so runway as a house is $1,000. Bring the Holy Ghost into this place. Come as a mass choir with choreography and creativity to match. A 2-minute production match. Must have a minimum of 4 walkers. Doesn't matter the subcategory. If your house is the winner of this category, each person will receive a trophy, and 1 trophy will be awarded to the house as a whole. This will only count as 1 trophy towards house with the most trophies. Please note that the rules have been adjusted. You can walk both categories regarding runway. So again, the runway of the house is $1,000, and then the winner from the individual runway categories is $500.
Yep.
Great. Anything that you want to add to the runway of the house?
Nah, I'm excited about that one. I'm excited about that one. I do want to say publicly, and I did put this in the event page. If you're walking runway as a house, you must be from the same house. And I'll reiterate, it is only 1 trophy towards house with the most trophies.
That's wonderful. Hold on 1 minute. Cool. Wonderful. Okay. Open to all, Runners with a Twist, $500. We want to see you in a scary, recreated Chucky look. Let your performance do the talking. Male figure versus female figure. 2 trophies, 1 for the cash.
Correct.
I mean, that's pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
Wait, so you want to see the female? So explain this to me. If this is Runners with a Twist and it's for male figures and female figures, so this is for women. Is this for the female figures that don't normally vogue? How is this category defined?
Yeah, if long as they vogue and they're real, they can walk it. Yep.
Got you. Okay.
They can walk it. And it's just 1 cash prize for that one.
$500. Open to all sex sirens. Secretly, everyone loves Tootsie Pops and candy corn as a Halloween sweet treat. Tonight, you want to see your face hidden behind any kind of mask. The look is on you. Don't reveal yourself until you get to the judges panel. Come and be destructive. Femme Queen, Women, Catboy, Butch Queen Seniors, Legends. 6 trophies, 1 for cash and prize. Question for the Legends: Is it female figures got to battle the male figure Legends? How does that, or is it broken down as well?
It's going to be broken down, but everybody's going to have to battle everybody.
Okay, and that's $500. Anything you want to add to that category?
Correct.
Anything you want to add to it?
No. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Look is on you. Must have a mask. Reveal afterwards. Boom. $500. Open to all runners. $5,800 in total. $500 university schoolboy. Red polo, black slacks, any shoe, and don't forget your high school diploma, GED, or degree. Copy will be accepted. 1 trophy.
I do want to harp on that. Please, please, please do not bring your original GED or high school diploma. We don't want anybody to get we don't want that to come up missing, destroyed, or lost, or thrown away. So again, a copy will be accepted. And I also, believe it or not, I will say this: please do not make a high school diploma or GED and put your house name on there. Please don't do that.
So you want verifiable, certifiable.
We want real. We want real.
Okay. Again, high school diploma, GED, or degree. Copy will be accepted. One trophy, cash prize $500. $500, pretty boys. Show the panel how pretty you are with a full white suit and white sneaker. One trophy, one cash prize, $500.
Doesn't matter the sneaker.
Doesn't matter the sneaker. Okay. $500 for thugs. You're heading to a gala. Come dressed to impress. Suit or tuxedo required. One trophy, one cash prize. $500. $500 every day. You're the pest control man. Come spray poison to kill the bugs and your opponent. One trophy, one cash prize. $500 femme queen. You're the first lady of the church. Present yourself as such. Come in your dress or two-piece suit. Include your hat. One trophy, one cash prize, $500 again. $500 drags runners. You are the choir director at Mount Pleasant Black Baptist Church. Show us how real you are. One trophy, one cash prize, $500. Transman runners, $500. Bring it in a Nike tracksuit with a pair of fresh Air Force One sneakers. Nike logo must be visible. One trophy, one cash prize, $500.
I do want to harp on something with that, Caesar, for the transman realness. I had some questions. People posed some questions to me. When I say the Nike symbol must be visible, we're talking about on the left or the right side of the Nike tracksuit. Must be visible, please.
Transman runners, again, $500. $1,300. Open to all executive runners. Must have walked executive runners for at least 1 year. Quartet gospel music has been a soothing inspiration to many of us. Some of legendary Shaun Khan's favorite quartet groups have produced iconic songs that we grew up on. Tonight, we want to see you in a solid colored tailored suit, ready to receive your honors at the Gospel Grammy Awards. Please select one of the following quartet groups from the list below that you will represent. Any song from the group you select must be playing to get your tens when you hit the floor. After receiving your tens, be prepared to battle your opponent. Please bring props. Show us what group you are representing. Team of two or individuals can walk. 4 trophies, 1 cash prize. Butch Queens, Drags, Transmen, and Femme Queens. Shaun Khan's favorite quartet group choices are the Canton Spirituals, the Mighty Clouds of Joy, the Williams Brothers, Lee Williams and the Spiritual QCs, Sean Jones and the Believers, the Alabama Girls, Ernest Pugh, Paul Morton, and Kirk Franklin. $1,300. Anything that you want to add to that category?
So the only thing I do want to add to that, if you are walking a team, make sure you are from the same house. If you are walking in a team, please, please, please make sure you are from the same house. We've had a couple of questions about that. Some people ask, do they have to bring props? It clearly states in there, make sure you bring something, any kind of prop to demonstrate and show to the judges of what group that you are representing. And make sure you get your productions over to the DJ as well.
Got you. Again, $1,300. Open to all legendary runners. Secretary of Defense. Tonight, you received a phone call from the President of the United States warning that a toxic poison has begun to travel across the world. Your duty at the U.S. Secretary of Defense is to ensure protection for the American people. Tonight, in a full military uniform with a hat, activate your biological hazmat team to save the American people. Don't let the poison from your opponent kill you and the American people. Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force, Air Force, props are suggested but not required. 1 trophy, 1 cash prize, again, for $1,000. Anything you want to add to this?
Nah, it's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing I can say, please don't forget your hat. Every branch of the United States military has some type of hat. Space Force, Coast Guard, Marines, Army, Navy, whatever. Make sure you have your hat. That's very, very important.
Got you. Open to all face, 2,000 in total. Tonight, in an all black look, again, all black, You're heading to the funeral home for a viewing. Don't forget your dozen of roses. Please give each judge one rose. You will be chopped for not bringing roses. No exceptions. 3 trophies, 3 cash prizes. For Butch Queens, $1,000. For female figures, $500. And for legends or icons, $500. Do not forget your roses. It is clear as day. Nothing really, and be in all black, all black. I think this is pretty
Also, Caesar, shout
straightforward.
out. Don't mean to cut you off. Shout out to Osiris 007 who sponsored Face. So I want to definitely give him a public shout out for that.
Shout out to you, Osiris 007, for your contribution for the category. Open. Oh, go for this one. Open to all. F word out. For those that know the F word.
Yeah.
This is the old school category. For those that may have a problem with it, this is the old school category. I know that people definitely find harm in this word, but this is just what this category was named back in the day. This is a fun historical category in ballroom for those that choose to walk this. Open to all. F out. $500. Snow White was poisoned by an apple. After biting the apple, Snow White F'd out. Tonight, bring it as Snow White and F out to the fullest. 1 to 2 minutes of F'ing out. 1 trophy, 1 cash prize, $500. Anything you want to add to that?
I'm excited about this category, Caesar. I have not seen this category in years, and I'm sure it's been a long time for you as well. So
yeah, they had it at a ball like a few years back, I would say. I can't remember what ball it was in New York. They did have it, but it was a couple people had walked, but yeah. It was when I came out, this category used to have it all the time, to be honest with you. And MC.W used to kill it every time. She would kill the category back then. Yeah. But okay. F out $500. For those that do not know it, do your research and come in, queen out.
definitely.
Open to all. Butch Queen Vogue Femme, $500. One of the 7 deadly things applies to your respective division. Butch Queen Vogue Femme Soft, Lusty, Cunty, Homemade Skirt. Butch Queen Vogue Femme Dramatic, Wrath. Fill my wrath in a punk rock look. Which side will survive the destruction and poison? $500. 2 trophies, 1 for cash. Butch Queen Vogue Femme Soft, Butch Queen Vogue Femme Dramatic. Anything you want to add to this?
Nah.
Let's go. Female figure performance, $1,000. One of the 7 deadly sins applied to your respective division. Women, envy, bring it in jeans and a crop top with the name or picture of the poisonous bitch you don't see it for. Femme queen, gluttony, bring it in any fast food worker uniform. That's cute. Butch Queen and Drags, greed, bring it in a creative pair of jeans and shirt incorporating money, wealth, or greed. 3 trophies, 1 for cash, $1,000 to the winner. Anything you need to add to this?
Not really. I will say this though, for the women, where it says bring it in jeans and a crop top with the name or the picture of a person that you don't see it for. I've had a little backlash about that, but I just want to say this publicly. It's no shade or anything towards anybody. This is all fun and game.
What was
This
the
is all.
backlash for? What was the backlash for?
So, some people said that, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing that, this, that, and the third. Again, this is fun. It's just like, if somebody said, okay, they write a category and they say, bring it, we want all the executive realnesses to bring it to like somebody you don't see it for. Again,
I don't think everything has to be bad. I mean, listen, you could do it for a girlfriend, bitch. And you tell your girlfriend do you do it for you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't
there
have
you
to.
go.
Everything doesn't have to be bad, bitch, and make it hot. You know what I'm saying?
There you
I
go.
don't think it has. Everything doesn't have to be so like a bad thing. Tell your girlfriend, listen, bitch, I'm putting you on a t-shirt, girl. If you want to put me on too, I'm just saying. Some of these things to me, again, female figure performance, $1,000.
Right. And see, so let me say this before we move forward. I wrote all of these categories except for one, and that was the Femme Queen Luscious Body. So I'm not the most perfect person when it comes to writing categories. I'm still learning as I go.
Right.
So
Listen, don't beat yourself up. You're throwing balls, and the thing is that people have to understand that when you're throwing the ball, you have something that you want to see. You have a vision for it. At the end of the day, a ball you can pick, choose, or refuse to walk, come, and any of that. So it's not. I don't think you should beat yourself about it. I mean, as long as there's nothing that's offensive to a person that is going to hurt them, or it's supposed to be in fun and creativity. I mean, it is what it is. They have it all the time for butch people, or for realness, bring the picture, pierce the picture you don't see.
I've
They
walked
do.
a few.
Yeah, I mean, come
Yeah,
on. People are gonna have you on a shirt on a poster board, and that's how it goes. It's not.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not. It's part of it. Just look
yeah.
at it for what it is. I think as a kid, when the people post people, I know they're cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
make it fun. That's how I look at it.
Definitely.
Open to all beginners runway. Lights, deadly blockbusters, lights, cameras, action. Tonight, you have one shot to prove you have what it takes to walk amongst the wonders of ballroom. Choose any horror movie with a killer lead character to bring to life. Be creative as possible as you transform your character from a blockbuster killer to a fashionable runway destroyer. One
Self
trophy.
self-explanatory.
Beginner's performance. Trick or treat. Will your tens be a trick or would it be a treat? It's very early in game, but surely you can recognize what works for you. Choose one element to display in order to receive 10. One trophy. Streetwear. Urban and high fashion collide. Bring us a classic look that blends so well but sells the perfect look. Remember, it's fall, winter. Male figure, female figure, 2 trophies. So when you say urban and high fashion collide, you want to see them mixed both together?
I want to see them mix, combine it.
Got you.
Yep.
So if they all have on high fashion or all have on urban, that's a chop.
That is a chop, yes, because it says
Okay,
collide. So
got
everybody
you.
knows what collide means mix. Bring it
Remember,
together.
it's fall, winter, male figure, female figure, 2 trophies. Open to all old way versus new way, $200. Recreate a formal look or create a homemade scary mask that covers your entire face. Simple and easy. 2 trophies, one for the $200 in cash. Pretty simple. Sneaker versus sneaker, $500. We want to see a customized platform shoe or sneaker that is a showstopper. Father Shaun Khan's favorite colors are gold, silver, and burgundy. Use any one or combo of the colors. Brand of shoe does not matter. The creativity is key. $500 in custom sneaker, platform, shoe, gold, silver, and burgundy.
Correct.
Pretty so $500.
Yep.
Body. This is Butch Queen body, correct?
That is
Butch Queen
correct.
body, bringing it all gold, and the look is on you. 2 trophies, Butch Queen muscular, Butch Queen model.
Model. Yep.
Hand performance, bring it with a white glove, give us clean hands, and straight to the point, 1 trophy. Femme Queen luscious body, $500 trophy, sponsored by the men of Con Royale. The mothers of the house of Con Royale have made major moments on the floor of referencing major media. Tonight, you will follow in their footsteps. Bring it in an elegant royal look, referencing a great black woman in media. Think Josephine Baker, Dorothy Dandridge, Janet Jackson, Angela Bassett. Come completely done in a dress or gown with the portrait of the image that inspired you. Femme Queen, luscious body,
So
$500.
I will say I have that this has been updated. You do not have to bring a portrait. You don't have to bring a portrait. It could be anybody, any female in media. That could be Michelle Obama. That could be Whitney Houston. That could be
So no,
anybody that's
they
in
don't.
media.
So they don't need any reference photo at all.
Correct. They do not. No, they do not. As long as the person is in media.
Child, y'all bring a reference photo. It ain't hard.
Hmm?
It's $500. They could bring a reference photo. It's $500. Bring a reference photo, even if it's on the
Got it.
phone. I'm just saying they can do that.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
500
I mean,
pearls.
don't piss me off. They could bring it on the phone. I get if they don't want to print it, but they can have it on the reference photo is good. Like, let's see how you recreate it. Let's see how you put your spin on it. That just makes it
Right.
good. It ain't my ball. Um, yeah. So anything that you would like to add in regards to the ball?
There's not. I will say this. Please, 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 and I know we every ball promoter, including yourself, has said this. Try to be on time. Leave early. Take Uber, take Lyft. If you got to take the metro train system
If
that's
they're
here,
parking, if they're parking there
I
early.
was getting ready to touch base on that. This is why I want people to leave early. Traffic, one, DC, so in DC is horrible. Two, it's a Saturday, it's a holiday weekend. Hopefully, it's nice outside. Parking is, I will say, is very, very tight where St. Martins is. It's very, very tight. So please be on time. You know, give yourself that extra 30 minutes to find parking. If you
Hmm.
are if you are driving, I know I've had a lot of people reach out about hotels. I don't like getting into the hotel thing. There are hotels in the area, in the northwest, northeast corridor of the city, Marriott, Hilton. So just check those prices online. Again, my main thing is leave out on time because we will start at 4:30.
Okay. Well, thank you, Shaun. It's been beautiful talking to you. Very
You
excited.
too.
I can't wait to the that weekend. Myself and Shaun will be on live again. We will make an announcement on our social medias. And oh, Shaun, by the way, what is your Instagram? I was trying to look for it to tag you on my thing with the.
Yeah, it's black
What
BLAQ.
you could do for me? Have you been promoting the ball on there?
A little bit. I'm not really tech savvy on Instagram,
Okay,
so
well, it's
I'm
time to
still
get.
trying to
Well,
learn
your
it.
your ass need to get to 2025.
Yeah.
Make a post of the ball with everything, and put me as a collaborator so I can have it on my Ballroom Throwback page with the other balls I've been promoting.
Okay, I definitely will. But my Instagram is Black Undertaker. On Instagram, on Facebook is Sean Reed. You could check out the event page, Death by Destruction and Poison Edition. I look forward to hosting everybody. I want everybody to come in peace, have a good time. You know, we're gonna have the security in place for, you know, protection of us and everybody else, the property, and the well-being and the safety of everybody. You know, don't come with no bullshit. Leave it outside. We're just here to have a good time, turn up, you know, for the spectators, the walkers, and good luck to everybody.
Well, everyone, again, come out Columbus Day weekend, make a weekend of it, have a great time in Washington, D.C. There's nothing else really going on. It's before Halloween, so y'all have no excuses. I know everybody likes to these days get dressed up and get all type of uh, CG and all type of prosthetics and everything these days for Halloween. So you don't have to worry about that. You can still come out this weekend and then do it again 3 weeks later and celebrate the weekend. So everybody come out, have
Definitely.
a great time. This is the second installment. The first one was amazing, and I imagine this one will be even bigger and better. Thank you,
Definitely.
guys.
Thank you.